Hey everyone, it's Susie Lee with Bella Lina Boutique. Welcome to my segment of Craft Round the Clock. I'm on a mission to make the world more beautiful, one craft at a time. So come on in. We're going to be doing a coastal wreath today that was Pinterest inspired. I wrote down the name of this company on Etsy. It's Driftwood Beach Company. So I saw this wreath actually on Pinterest, and it is so pretty that I had to try my hand at it. I'm not real sure how she did it or how they did it, but I just think it's beautiful, and I'm going to put my spin on it, and we're going to take it places it's never been before. So come on in. If you're just jumping on, and say hello. If you're joining me and you're new, say hello as well. We love our newbies here. Let me just bring y'all up in my comments. Hey, sweet Tracy, thank you for sharing me over. Hey, Joanne Barker, nice to have you, sweetheart. I'm going to take a few things that I've got here on my desk because this is kind of a big-ish project, and I need to move my computer. I always have a second device around here so that I can see my comments, because I can't see Virginia. Hey, Linda Adderhold. Hey, sweet Sybil. And hola, Jillian. Jillian is turned Hispanic lately. She just speaks in Spanish. We don't understand a word she says. Jillian is my crazy daughter-in-law, in case you're wondering. Hey, Betty. Hey, Fatima. Hey, Belinda. So nice to see you as well, my friend. Okay, so today I'm going to I bought 3 bags of these. Why? Because they didn't have 4. That's a true story. I would have bought 4 of them, but look at these sea glasses, big pieces and chunky pieces in here. I left it to show you. It's $2.50 a regular price. It's 1 pound of sea glass and seashells. I'm going to open it up because I think I'm going to need it. What I did was I separated the big pieces. These are what I would call gigantic pieces. These are good size, right? Substantial pieces. And they come in 3 or 4 different shades of color. Let me show you what we got. So, in the inspiration piece that I saw, they had one of these wreaths from the Dollar Tree. You can get them anywhere, any craft store, right? This is a big one. And you might say, what is all over it, Susie? Well, I had to create a well for the pieces to go inside, right? So that they don't fall through. And so what I did, just going to show you, you're going to need some finger protectors. I'm just using 2. You're going to need a little piece. I get these at the Dollar Tree, these little squares in a box. And what I did was I took my hot glue. Now I probably used about 16, maybe 17 of these long sticks of hot glue. I get them on Amazon. And all I did was I filled it in. Now I'm going to pull this. This is parchment paper. So you can see it's not sticking, right? So I left 1 section. I did all of this. It took me about an hour, maybe a little over, to do the whole thing. And let me show you how I did it. I just left 1 section to show you what I did. You're going to take your parchment paper. You're going to put it under that little wire segment. And you're going to leave enough on the top and enough on the bottom to be able to fold it over once you get your hot glue on there, okay? So you're going to have hot glue on deck and one in the tool, okay? So all I did, I have to move you back a little bit further. There we go. So all I did was I brought it kind of flush with the paper, okay, like this, and I just started pumping out the hot glue, just like this. Right over, now there's 2 sections, okay? There's 2 little wire sections. You can only do 1 at a time, so pick one and do it, either the top or the bottom. I'm starting with the bottom section, and I'm going right over the wire, and I'm being very generous with this hot glue because I don't want that glass, because the glass is heavy. I don't want it going through or poking it through. So I'm just holding it like this until this hot glue, and this hot glue is very hot. I'm going to put it down on a little bit lower temp so that we can get to getting here. And all I am doing is making sure that you can see that I've created a little well of glue. That's all I'm doing right now. The middle, you don't have to worry about. It's just going to go over the middle. This top and this bottom piece, I want to be able to fold over. So I'm going to get to the other side here. I'll just show you what I'm doing. Back and forth, creating a well of glue. And I'm probably going to need a hot glue stick here. It takes about 2 hot glues of these long ones per section. Now this is a huge wreath. I did not measure it, but I'm going to say it's probably 16, 18 inches in diameter. Maybe it's 20. I honestly don't know. I can check for you, kind of give you a quick look here. And I like to go over the edge here at the edge, because what I do in the end, I'll show you. All I do is I take the edge and fold it over like this, and I let this edge gently fold over to this side and stay until it completely cools down. When it completely cools down, you saw me peel it off there. It's real easy once you get that part done. Okay? Then we're going to go to the top. We're going to take it from the top now, and we're going to go and add. You can pull this up to where that it kind of covers it a little better, kind of cradles it a little better as you're pouring the glue in. I like having it on high temp simply because it flows better than when it's on low temp. It just doesn't want to come out. Just like that. I'm hearing things, so I think my computer, I have to mute myself. I'm hearing voices. That's not a good sign, right? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think this is going to be pretty. I hope. In my head it is anyway. It was pretty on the Pinterest when I saw it. Just one little section to go here. Then we can set it aside. I have a fan on over here. That's another thing. If you have a fan, or if you're near an air conditioning unit, or if you're near a vent in your home that has air conditioning, cold flowing through it, this would be good. Now, you don't have to use hot glue. You can create a barrier under here with some saran wrap and some of this, or, you know, like a little, like a pool. And you can go in with resin if you want. You can pour resin. But see, resin is heavy. Once you resin something, it gets real heavy. And you probably don't want that. You probably don't want something real heavy, because the glass is heavy enough, right? You don't want to mess that up. Okay, now if this doesn't want to, if it doesn't want to bend properly, all you have to do, take a little slit in the middle there and pull it forward like that. Pulling your glue right over top of the other glue that you've made like a little well, like that. Okay? See what I did? There's the back. Here's the front. Well, actually, this is usually the back of a wreath, but this one's going to be the front where we're going to hold all the glass pieces, right? What we're going to do, if I can get the glue strings to quit flying here. I can take these off now because my hands are a little bit like asbestos fingers, I call myself, because I burned myself so many times in the past that I don't feel it anymore. Or like my mother used to say, no sense, no feeling. So, true story. She didn't say it about me. Anyway, I got my thumb caught in this glue. Get out of here. Let me get out of the glue here. The glue department, take me out of here. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I thought it would be clear. It's not. And you can still see the little rungs here. So I don't want to see that. So what I'm going to do is I took two kinds of paint. I took this, it's called Amaze Mint. It kind of looks like that Sea Breeze a little bit. I couldn't find Sea Breeze last time I was there. So I took these two colors and I took Crafter's Collection Light Turquoise and I put them into a little plate here like that. And I gave them a squirt of water like that. And I just painted the back. I painted the back. Now, in the end, so that this doesn't peel off or anything like that, I could just take this outside and spray it with acrylic spray, clear acrylic, so that it'll seal everything nicely, and that's probably what I will do. While this is drying, I'm going to go ahead, take my watered down, this is kind of like a stain, you know? I'm going to take my watered down paint and just go over the back here, just to give it the same kind of colors as my sea glass, right? And it's kind of pulling away a little bit. Apparently it's got some oils. Maybe I've touched it with my oily hands. That's possible. Might end up having to put a little more paint in the palette, make it a little thicker. But I just really need the illusion of some color here on the back so that on the front it's going to look like sea glass. That it's going to be a nice base for the sea glass. I picked coral so I would match with my, no, I'm just teasing. I picked this because it was the only thing that was clean. Time for Susie to do laundry. Anyway, I'm just getting in here, no rhyme or reason, just getting in here. Maybe a little bit of this turquoise would be nice. This is not bad paint. This Crafter's Collection, it's not bad. I've never tried it before, but it was a lot cheaper than the regular craft paint. So I thought, you know what? Give it a whirl. Just gonna get in here, paint her up. I think I need some more of this turquoise because I don't want it all green. Here we go. Just dabbling it here and there, mixing it in. Some green, some turquoise. While that's drying, it takes a minute for this to, it's still hot to the touch, the hot glue. So I gotta be patient because you don't want to pull it off before it's time. That's not a good thing. Only half an hour. I don't know if I'll get it done, but if I don't, that's okay. You're gonna get the gist. You're gonna get the gist, and I will definitely take pictures of it finished if I don't get it done, because there's a lot of steps to this. And that's why I did all of this ahead of time, because I didn't want to be on here and just putting hot glue on a wreath for you. That would be no fun, right? Why don't you see all the pretties that are going to be on it? I really wish I would have had, I thought I had a starfish, a real one. I do not have one, but I wish I did, because it would look really cool on this. The inspiration photo had it, and I would love to have a starfish. I looked right before I came live. I looked to see if Amazon had any. Of course they do. Of course they do. Okay, hold on. I can't do this piece here until it's completely dry. I'm going to dry it from afar like this. Now I don't want to heat this part because it'll stay hot and this won't peel off. This has to all be dry. So basically, you see what color it is from the inside now? See what I did? I had to make it that color on the inside. Hi, Backroom Creations. How are you? Jeanette. Try to remember your name. I'm so terrible with names. Are you guys that way? Oh, terrible. Okay. Just going to go back and fill in a couple spots that pulled away because I, you know, like I always say, you should go over things with alcohol. Do what I say, not what I do. Truth. Okay. I'm going to need that in a minute, but I didn't want it all dried out. If you go over it with alcohol, it takes off all the oils and you don't have any pulling away. But being that this is just the back and I just needed some basic color, I'm not too concerned because what's going to happen is you've got white, you've got green, you've got light green, dark green, you've got aqua blue, you've got all these colors going on the front. So I'm not too worried about that. It's going to be cool. Now, okay, so here's the deal. Let me just show you. So once this part cools down, where you got to do this in sections all the way around. You can just take it like this and pull it up because it's parchment paper. It doesn't stick, right? That's what you bake with. It's non-stick. You like that, right? Look at that. Isn't that cool? So I was hoping it would be crystal clear, but apparently this glue is not. So that's all right. That's okay. Get the water out of here. We're going to go back over here and do this one little section of glue. Then we can start putting our pretties in here. I'm going to be using B7000, possibly a little hot glue. We're just going to wing it. See what seems to work. Okay, we've got some rope that's going to go around the edge on the inside and the outside. So it's going to be very nautical, not nautical, excuse me, coastal. There's a difference. Nautical is kind of red, white, and blue. Coastal is, you know, seaside, fish, that kind of thing. Sea, ocean. That's coastal. Okay, that's good enough. Like I said, close enough for government work. We're going to dry that little section so we can move on. These, I think I got these from the Dollar Tree, but they're AB Aurora Borealis little Rivoli stones. You could throw those in, you know, in a bunch of pool of glue and let it sit. You could do that. I have diamond dust. Diamond dust makes everything sparkle, right? Makes it look like the sand. I have these little knobs. So I was looking around my room. This is just stuff I found laying around my room, literally. I have Totally Dazzled, a little seahorse. You know, there's lots of things that you can. I have a bag of seashells. I have all kinds of things. So, you know, let your imagination run wild and look at what you have. You know, don't necessarily have to go out and buy a ton of stuff. I mean, the Dollar Tree form, you know, is $1.25. So that wasn't bad, right? I'm going to take some B7000 glue. I got a big old tube over here, and I got more if I need it. I prefer E6000. Let me tell you why. It's more industrial, and I have some on the way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by spacing out these bigger. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of place these here and there. But what I want to be careful of is I don't want to go so much to the edge. Let me show you why. Because this is the rope from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to be using on the outside. And then I have a thinner one for the inside, a little bit skinnier. So I want to make sure that that doesn't interfere. You know what I'm saying? So I might be putting some of these little pieces in there. And if they get in the way of the, and I'm going to stagger the colors, but if they get in the way of the rope, that's no good, right? We don't want that. So I'm going to just put it in where it lays the nicest, where it lays and plays the nicest. And of course, these bigger pieces here, they cover, you know, there's more coverage. They cover a nicer size area. So I'm just kind of like a puzzle, piecing it in, seeing where it'll lay nicest. Just like that. This off my hand. And I'm gonna grab up. Once I have these secured, I'll go around and I'll add some glue and just plop some more in there. That's my method to my madness, is how I'm gonna do it. Okay. These are huge pieces. Some of these, I didn't even realize I had so many of the bigger pieces. I want to kind of, like I said, stagger them around. Don't want like all the greens together. I want the, bring this one over here, this one here, like that. See how easy this is? So simple, right? So far, so good. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop there. These are smaller pieces. I think I got the bigger pieces. Oh, maybe this one. I have a bunch of the bigger pieces here that are going to be the base. And then I can move on from there. Got all these glued on. And then I got smaller pieces I can put in. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to speed it up a little bit for you, because at this point it's just a simple matter of going around the wreath and taking each piece that you've placed and adding the glue and going around and fitting it in kind of like a puzzle piece. And you will have some gaps in between. You will have little tiny cracks and gaps, but in the end, you can go in with glue and diamond dust, and that makes it look really cool. It makes it look like sparkly white sand. And for me, that looks even more coastal. See a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so you can kind of see where I'm going with all of this. Isn't it pretty already? I mean, this is just a start. This is just a start. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to keep adding and adding and adding till we can't add anymore. Then I'm going to take the rope and put it around. I could probably take the rope and put it around so you can kind of get the gist of what it's going to look like. And I'm going to continue filling all of this in with all those little pieces and medium pieces all the way around until I can't fill in anymore. Let's just do this. Let's take the skinny rope. I got the skinny rope here from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to go around. I'd like to trim up some of this hot glue just a little bit. Maybe. Maybe I need a snipper. It would snip better. Yeah, than the scissor. Just going to trim some of it up. Ooh, it is 3:52. Boy, time flies when you're having fun. Start right here and put on a good amount of hot glue. Now, for some reason, this doesn't stick, which I can't imagine that it wouldn't. I can always reinforce it also with B7000 or E6000. Like I said, I got some of that coming in the mail. I put something on my pumpkin. I put that little knob on my pumpkin on Totally Dazzled on Monday, and it just didn't stick right. I thought, what the heck? I've never had problems with E6000. The only difference is E6000 does not care for hot glue. It's not a friend of hot glue. So if you mix them, they don't do well together. But I think this is going to be really pretty, very coastal. Isn't that sea glass amazing? I mean, you could go around this twice, really, if you had enough, with the roping, if you wanted it to be thicker. Like I said, I had 2 ropes from the Dollar Tree, same type of rope, packaged the same way. However, one was thinner than the other. It's kind of like die lot numbers, I guess. You know, you buy them and then, you know, you got to have the same die lot number with yarn. It's kind of the same thing. If you don't get it in the same batch, you're not going to get the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some B7000 glue in some little spots here, and then on top of that, I'll maybe add some seashells in one little corner here, and I will add, what else can I add? Possibly some diamond dust. I think diamond dust would make this really, really pretty, don't you? Make it sparkle. Okay, come on now, don't give me trouble. I need a good scissor for this. Where are you, good scissor? I don't want it to unravel. What I do is I take a little bit of hot glue on the tip like this, wrap it around, and let it dry. Do the same thing with this, and then connect it. Okay, there's still a lot left here, but it's not going to be enough to go around the outside edge because that's even bigger in diameter. So, got a few minutes, just a couple minutes left here, but I wanted to get at least one of these ropes on here to show you. And this isn't the kind of thing you're going to put outside because of the, you know, the heat situation, and the hot glue will melt in extreme temperatures like we've been having. So this is something you're going to put in a coastal decor, maybe your bedroom, your on your mantle, that kind of thing, on a shelf in your living room. That's what you're hanging on a wall. It's not going to be something that you're going to put on your door where the sun's going to be beating on it and you're going to be like, you know, you're going to be mad when it falls off your door with everything on it. So, yeah, just, you know, use common sense, use due care when you make your things, your pretties that you want to last. Anyway, all right, guys, that's it for me. I have 2 minutes left, and it's crazy to me that we are almost out of time. But honestly, I think this turned out pretty. I think it's pretty just the way it is, but I'm going to continue adding all of these beautiful sea glasses in here, and the next time you see this, it's going to be really, really, really pretty. I am going to add some of these prettier, bigger seashells that I got in the pack. I'm gonna put some of the bigger seashells and make like a little vignette. I may order one of those starfishes from Amazon. I got this. I could just poke that in there. That goes nicely. And I also have the bigger rope that's going to go around here, and I also have these pearls on a string that I can just incorporate. I mean, you can make this any color you want, really. But I just think it'd be really pretty to add just a few little pearls in here like that with the seashell. You see what I'm saying? See where I'm going with this? Anyway, guys, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. You can't wait to see it with a diamond dust sister. Me too. Me too. I'm excited about this piece. I love it already. I already knew I would, right? Anyway, hey, if you're not following me at Bella Lina Boutique, come on over and give me a follow, because like I said in the beginning, I'm on a mission to make the world prettier, to make the world more beautiful, one craft at a time. So come on over and give me a follow. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys. Okay, so here I've gone around the middle and the edge of the wreath with 2 rows of the jute rope, and I think it turned out so pretty. I finished putting all of the sea glass in the middle, and then where there's little cracks and crevices, I added a little glue and diamond dust, and I think it made it look so much more coastal. It made it look more like beautiful white sand.